there, welcome to the new Tuesday weekly live. And there's been a little summer holiday in between, and I hope you had a great time. I can surely say we did, and I'm really anxious, eager that is, to dive back in. What are we gonna do? Well, as you might know, I have written a new violin method, and that is the creative violin method. And I'm going to give you lessons from that book. From now, a few weeks, from every week, right? These videos, the lessons are actually on YouTube. But what is the difference? The difference is that I'm going to do this live at this moment, where you can ask questions, you know? So if you're a complete beginner, or you may have already some experience with random YouTube videos, I don't know, maybe if you got stuck somewhere, it's all okay. We're gonna start from scratch, and we're gonna build up from that in the correct way, in logical sense, logical order. I'm gonna follow the method, chronological order. So no need to find YouTube tutorials, videos, or anything like that. No need for that. We're gonna do it from the start, and I'm gonna guide you halfway, all the way. Okay, so practice with me. I'm gonna leave the video on YouTube and in the Facebook group, wherever you're watching this. So let me know if you have any questions. We're going to start with the basics. The basics, maybe this is going to be the most important lesson of all. Because if you have the basics right, the doors to further progress are open. If you do not have the basics right, and I mean the little details, they matter with the violin. Really they do. And if you don't have them right, then there's going to be this little ceiling. Your level is going to go up to there, and you will not be able to go further. So maybe this is the most important lesson of all. The notes, that's the second most important, right? Okay, are you with me? Fire away if you have questions. And I'm gonna have a little bonus at the end, because I'm gonna share with you this little part of the lesson of the book. You're gonna get a download of that, but I'm gonna share that with you at the end of this lesson, right? Okay, so first of all, we're gonna take the violin. Let me just go a little bit further there. Okay, the violin. Let's go right away and take out the little mistakes. If you have a chin rest, and maybe if you have a shoulder rest and you have inserted that properly, if you don't know how to do that, maybe you want to go to the violin shop or Luther, and then have them adjust everything for you that it fits perfectly. If it fits perfectly, then this is what you can do. Don't do this from the start, right? Because just, you never know if you can get it right. But I can walk miles like this. I can do everything, play badminton like that. And this is the natural hold of the violin, right? Okay. Now, as you notice, the violin is pointing to the left a little bit. The first little mistake, what I see a lot, is the violin moving forward like that. And why is this difficult? Well, let me show you. If I'm gonna just do nothing with my wrist, with my fingers. I'm just gonna do something with the elbow, right? Okay, now watch this. The elbow goes here, and I can't reach the string, right? And now I'm gonna just move the elbow and see what happens with the fingers. Okay, now if the violin is a little bit pointing to the left, then your fingers can reach all strings easily. But you try it. If you have your violin, try it. Move it forward, and now try to reach the low G string. Impossible. Well, impossible. It asks a lot of tension and everything, and we don't want that. So first of all, the violin goes on the left shoulder a little bit to the left, right? That's it. Mistake what I see a lot. Number 2 is don't twist your body when you place the violin. What I see a lot is this. Can you see my body go? Yeah? And now I'm in this position. Now this is really uncomfortable. So if you're standing, actually you should be standing. I'm not standing right now, I'll admit that. But if it's very good at the beginning if you stand straight on both feet. And if you put the violin on your shoulder, like that, your body should be exactly the same. No movement in your body, right? Easy, right? But you have to know it. That's it. Okay, now, and don't let it shift to the shift forward like that, because you're going to get a little problem with the left hand. Right. And by the way, on YouTube, if you go to the Creative Violin channel on YouTube, you can find it right away. Just type in Creative Violin. That's where all the videos are. From the first book, book number 1, Creative Violin book 1, all the lessons and all the songs and all the exercises, they're all on YouTube. Even explanations like this. But the main difference is you get to ask questions, and I get to answer them right away, live as we speak. So fire them away. There's a little delay of 20 seconds before I see your question or when you can hear my answer. So, but fire away. This is why I'm live, okay? And I just want to take out these little bad habits. They always sneak right in the beginning. So you have to be really aware of this. So once again, put the violin a little bit to left and rest it on your shoulder and your chin. And mind that you don't lift your shoulder like that. It should stay there. Just put it on. Drop your jaw. They say it's a chin rest. It's a jaw rest actually. But it's called a chin rest. But then you know, that's the chin, right? Okay. This is the jaw. It should be the jaw. I'm going to call it the jaw rest. Okay. Well, and it should be straight like that. Don't have it hanging like that or upwards. If you're going to put a marble right here, if you're doing it right, the marble stays there. If it hangs, the marble falls off. You can easily check that, right? Okay. Well, next thing is placing the left hand. So what do we want to do if you have the violin like this and you don't have proper support from your chin and jaw and the shoulder? Then you might want to carry the violin with the left hand like that, okay? But I'll tell you in advance, if you're gonna, your progress is to that point that you're gonna play positions and you're gonna play vibrato, we first want to set the left hand before we do that. But if it's there and you're used to this, how are we gonna change positions like that? You're blocking it all the way. Then you'd have to go like that and then you could change position. And vibrato like this, try it, or open it up, and then you've got all the movement you want, all right? So, if you want to support the violin, I suggest you want to do it with the thumb and your index finger. Index finger, you place it here, this little part of the index finger, this is what you place against the nut here, against this little corner, like that. Can you see that? Let me close up a little bit. There. I hope you can see. Let me see how you get that in the camera. I haven't got the second camera up yet. I hope next week. But like that. And then just drop the fingers like that, right? Now, what you can do is round fingers. We need round fingers, not flat like this. How do you see that? Yeah, okay, you see that. Flat fingers, we don't want that. We want round fingers like this, right? Round. Okay. So just drop them, and if you place your hand like this and you place the violin, then this is going to be straight, right? And that's what we want. Now, if you're going to change position, you just have to do this. If you want a vibrato, just have to do this, right? There you go. So, thumb and index finger, and I can hold the violin like this. See that? And I can also, if I need it, if I'm going to be a little bit tired here, then I can support the violin and also even play like this. But if I want to change position later on, then I have to support because I need this flexibility, right? Okay, so this is going to be the right posture. Violin to the left, not your body, violin to the left, and you need a straight wrist, and the elbow has to support a little bit. Okay. Now, what is important is you're not used to this posture, right? And if you are a real beginner and you're not used to the posture and you want to practice this, practice the fingers and everything, you're gonna feel that you get some pains here. This is very normal. And you have to listen to your body. Always listen to your body, right? Listen to your body and don't go through the pain. Just stop and just rest your arm a little bit like that. And then if the pain is away, then try again. You can place the hand like that, straight, and then practice the fingers again. If you feel a pain anywhere, that means there's too much tension, but that's normal in the beginning. Okay, we stop 1 minute, and then when we try again, and if the pain comes back immediately, maybe you want to stop for 10 minutes or an hour or something like that. And with this, I'll tell you, really in the beginning also, it's better to study 10 minutes, take a break, and then again 10 minutes, take a break, 10 minutes, and then you have 30 minutes, right? And that's a lot better than going for a half hour straight, because you're gonna create a lot of tension. You're not used to it, so the tension is normal, but you have to get rid of it. Should be no tension at all, but that's gonna take some time. So if you feel a pain, stop and then adjust. Okay, this is the violin, okay, but we have another thing here called the bow. Few things I need to tell you about the bow. This is the, if you have rosin, if it just slips across the string, you don't hear anything, then I don't have my rosin here. You need to put some rosin, a lot of rosin actually on it, and then you're gonna feel that that it's gonna pull the string, right? And you can adjust the tension of the hair. I'm gonna loosen it, and you can see all the hairs like that, and adjust a little bit tension. But what you have to keep in mind is that the bow always needs to be bent towards the bow hair, like this. If you put on too much tension, then you're going to see that the bow is going to go like that, right? This form. And then it might break here at the tip. So always keep the direction, the angle of the bow towards the hair, just like this, like that, right? Okay, very important. Okay, now in the videos you can also, there are no questions yet. This is to ask questions. If you have any questions, fire away. So let me go back to this one. Now, what you want to do is, you can see it in the videos as well, we need a round thumb and round fingers, right? Everything is round on this hand, like that. The thumb we're going to place right in front of the frog, not in the frog, but in front of it. And then the middle finger goes opposite of that, right? Like that. Round thumb. So don't push it through like this, but we need a round. So the tip of your thumb, is going to be on the stick, like that. And if you have it right, the round thumb, you're going to feel here, you feel the hair of the bow. That's the only finger that is allowed to touch the hair of the bow. Otherwise you're going to grease it a little bit with all of your hands and the rosin goes off. But this is correct. So it goes against the hair. Round thumb. You can see it. Let me see it like. See, don't stick it through. Tip of the thumb, and then the index finger goes across there. Index finger you can place on the winding, and then the pinky goes there. Sometimes I see people stretching the pinky to the screw here, but that's not good because you're going to block your right hand. We're going to need, if you're a little bit more advanced, we're going to need this flexibility. this. And if you have your thumb stretched or pinky stretched, common mistakes, then you're blocking everything. You can't do any movement from your hand. And let me just show you how that works. If you see that, if you stretch this, there's no movement in the right hand. Right? This is what you need, flexibility. Okay, that's it. Train it like that. So your bow hand, no flat fingers, like that. Don't stick your thumb to the tip of your thumb, tip of the pinky, and these fingers just lean over the bow like that. Can you see? Okay, can try all the angles like that, right? This is the correct way, and then you're gonna have the flexibility. It's not gonna happen now yet. Takes a little bit of time. We're gonna work on that in the method, obviously. All right, no questions yet? No questions yet. Okay, perfect. So now to make the first, what I call the magic tone, this is gonna happen, but you need to know a few things as well. Well, what do we have? If we place the string, if we place the bow on the string, you want to place it in a parallel to the bridge, like this, okay? If you have it like that, you can see we're in an angle with the bridge, and like that as well. Okay, most important thing is that you keep the angle as straight as possible. A little angle is okay, but keep this parallel to the bridge. If we don't, get this, you don't hear anything, right? So parallel to the bridge, and keep it that way. Now, I'm gonna just tell you there are 3 points here which we have to work on. Let me just go to the zoom out a little bit so you can see. You can see my wrist in this direction, and you can see my wrist in, if you can still see that, if I'm bowing downwards. When I'm at the tip, the wrist is going to be like that, and if I'm at the frog, the wrist is going to be like that. That's one of the points. The elbow, or let's say the upper arm will move from the frog to the center of the bow, like here. So it won't move, it'll move. I'm still a little bit in Spain. Wonderful holidays, great wine. So let's go. It's going to move the upper arm. Look at the upper arm. Move from the frog to the middle. And from the middle, now from this point, look at this. It's going to stay still there. See? And the bow is straight, parallel to the bridge. Can you see that? And from here, the upper arm goes. So it's this movement. Like that, and we take it like that, and still there, and like that. Okay, this is what you can train in this first week. Next week I'm going to be back. I'm going to start with the notes, with the fingers and everything, but just to open strings this week, okay? And train that you are bowing correctly, right? So one thing with the wrist, if I keep the wrist like this, then if I'm at the top, it's going to be like that, and if I'm at the frog, it's going to be like that. Okay, see that? Okay, hi Miles, how you doing? Thank you. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, that's one. See, I can see your comments coming in. It's all live, and so if you have your wrist like that, it's going to be like that, right? So we need the wrist like this. And the down bow at the, well, let me go a little bit higher on the D string or something, but you can see the wrist like that, see? And go up again. Now, do I have to look at my upper arm? Do I have to look at my wrist and everything? No, you don't actually. Actually, if you want to know if you're doing it right, then look here and you can see if the bow is going to go in an angle or not. Let me do this on the D string, and you can see that everything's going to be correct. The wrist, the upper arm, and don't move the shoulder, right? Don't lift the shoulder like that. Both shoulders, not in use. So there we go. Wrist like this from the frog, because now we can see I'm parallel to the bridge. Can you see that? There we go. And now go down. And I'm just looking here. If I see something move that way, it's wrong, huh? It's still parallel, and that means I can show you my wrist. It's like this. It goes automatically. See? Now it's still straight. Now what you want to do is check with your eyes. I always say violin playing is with eyes and ear. I'm still in holiday mode. Feeling and hearing. You have to feel it and hear it. You don't have to look. So you can close your eyes like this, and I know I'll still be reasonable straight, right? But you're not going to have this from the beginning, obviously. So you have to look. Okay, there's the eyes. You have to look. But while you're doing it, feel. Feel where your arm is going. Feel how the wrist is going. You have to feel and remember that feel. Right? That's it. So you look and you remember the feel. And if you want to practice it, you just look a few times, going like that and back and forth. And then after you've looked and you feel quite confident, I think I can do this with the eyes closed. Then don't look. And see if you still hear everything okay. Okay? Now, how can you hear if you're going wrong? You can hear because if we're going wrong, let me show you. I'm gonna just go wrong. I'm going wrong now. You hear this? Yeah? I hear. Don't hear this straight. I don't hear this. Or if you go towards the bridge, it's gonna sound like this. You can get that sound. So I'm too close to the bridge. I don't have to look, but I know I have to go. So you can hear that. But first of all, obviously, look at what you're doing. If you feel confident, see that you can make a few back and forths like that, correct bowing. Hear if you're still right and feel if it feels exactly the same as when you were looking. That's how you train it. This is what we have to do this week, okay? So it's all about the posture, the violin, the left hand, straight wrist, no tension, and if you need to support it with the index finger and thumb like I'm doing right now, right? That's it. You can support it a little bit, but try to support it with your jaw and the shoulder wrist. Yeah. And so place the thumb like that. Don't stick the thumb up, but place it a little bit down like that, and then the index finger against this little corner, the nut, and then you can just drop the first finger, drop the second finger, drop the third and the fourth. The first and second we're going to check next week. Are you with me next week? Let me know. We're going to continue with this one. But first I need you to get the bowing right. What you can do with the violin, you can just hold it here like that and just practice the bow. Okay, got it? Okay, this is for this week. So no fingers yet, just get the tone right. The tone, the placement of the bow exactly in between the bridge and the fingerboard. So here, about here. A bit in the middle. If you're in the middle, you're going to be okay. This is going to be really good. Good. Helen, thank you. No questions there? Okay. Then I think this is all clear. But if you want it really to be clear, you can always rerun this video. I'm going to leave it for a little while. Go back to the basics. Well, exactly. And the basics, I'll tell you, go to the YouTube, go to the Creative Violin channel. Just in the search Creative Violin, you're going to find my channel, and go to what I don't know what this playlist is called, but you can see it right away. This is for the beginners course. I think I named all the playlists beginners course. Click on that, and you're going to have everything in the right sequence, following the book, Creative Violin Book 1, okay? All the videos are free. This used to be paid content. I chucked it on YouTube for free. It's for you, right? I'm giving that to you. The only thing that you would have to buy would be the book. You need the book for that, and normally it's 48 euros, and now I'm going to give you the link. It's going to be for only 28 euros. 28 euros, you've got the book and you've got everything. One payment. I'm not going to ask anything else of that. If you want to buy the books, just 28 euros for now, and you're all set to go. All the lessons are on YouTube. All the exercises, all the songs and everything, backing tracks are included. And I'm going to be here next week, and hoping that you have the basics right. And then we're going to start with the first two fingers. That's actually lesson 1, right? This is the introduction. I hope you enjoyed it all, and let me know if there's still a question. No questions? Okay, then we're all set. Then I'm gonna give you a little ad about the Creative Violin YouTube, and then let me just give you that.
Are you looking for violin lessons online? We have our complete course on YouTube, for free. Have a look yourself.
And here again, 4th, open string, because we continue on the E string. Got it?
On YouTube, go to the Creative Violin channel, and start right away. It's free.
Got it? Okay. I'm going to give you the link to the first section of the book about the basics, and the rest you can find on YouTube. If you want to buy the book, you can go ahead already. But next week is going to be lesson 1, and I'm going to take out all the bad habits which you might have. I'm going to take your questions, your live questions. I'm going to be here for you, right? Okay, then I'll see you next week. Have a great time. And do it correctly, the basics, open strings. See you next week. Bye-bye.